And the next president of the United States, Thompson, Jerry Thompson.
Thank you, brother. I saw this once before, right on this street. That's when we dedicated this memorial out here for the veterans. And I saw a similar crowd this summer when we dedicated the new park here in Bluffs Park. And both times I had the honor to say a few words at those ribbon cuttings. And now I have the honor to introduce the senator from Tennessee. This memorial is a testament to the people who died for our, am I gone now? Who got freedoms. This memorial and the new fountain and the new Bluffs Park are a testament to the people of this community pulled together to make it happen. Because without a good community and all the good people in this community, we wouldn't have what we have today. So I think you people should be very appreciative of what you have and what neighbors you have. Yeah! But enough about you. But enough about you folks. Now I'm here to introduce the senator, and I'd like to say a few things about him. He's a small-town farm boy from Tennessee. I'm a small-town farm boy from East Potawatomi. We got a little bit in common. You can have the mic later. A few notes that was given me, and I'll have to confess I don't know about the senator's history, so I'll educate you all a little bit. In 1944, he had agreed to run for the U.S. Senate from Tennessee. He was 20 points down. And by the time he won the election, he was 20 points up. Shows me he's a winner. When he was a young lawyer, he answered the call to be a assistant U.S. attorney. And according to Newsweek, he successfully prosecuted bank robbers, moonshiners, racking up one conviction after another. And in 1977, he took on the entire power structure of the state of Tennessee when he defended a lady, Marie Rajante. I love that name, Rajante. She was a woman with no political backing of her own, and there was the fight against the powerful governor who had taken bribes and to grant paroles. So what this shows me is this is a man of honesty and integrity, and he's fair. In the 1970s, Senator Howard Baker asked Fred to be Chief Minority Counsel on the Senate Watergate Committee. And he gained grudging admiration from both sides for the way he handled this most difficult of assignments. And then in 2005, when there was a vacancy for Chief Justice of the United States, it was created with the death of William Rehnquist. Fred was tapped to marshal the nomination of Judge John Roberts. In the end, John Roberts was confirmed by a vote of 78 to 22, and Senator received a great deal of the credit for helping to fuse bipartisan differences on this crucial nomination. That tells me he's a uniter, not a divider. He brings people together and makes them work. I think I better quit now. So, I want you No, I got it. So what I want you to do, folks, is to listen to and give a warm Southwest Iowa, Potawatomi County welcome to Senator Fred Roberts from Tennessee.
Melvin, thank you very much. You know, listening to you talk about being here with all these big crowds, you know, tonight it just makes me think, you know, you're able to draw a big crowd anywhere you go. So he was kind of wondering why all these people turned out for him tonight. But now I know. Thank you very much for being here. I can't tell you what this means to me. You know, he left out in that introduction, you know, one thing that I know that some of you might be thinking about, and that is a little show they call Law and Order. And you know, the biggest job I had in landing that job was convince them that I was from New York City. I'm not sure that I ever did it, but we worked it into the storyline, how I moved up from the South and so forth, but it finally worked out. My mama always wondered why all the rest of them talked funny. I was the only one that didn't talk funny. But thank you again. This has been such a very special day and a special time. You know, Melvin and I were talking about this wonderful community coming up here in the Bluffs Hills, and the good Lord specially blessed you with these hills around here and put you in a special place, obviously. And I feel the same way because of the things that's happened in my life. Today has been a day unlike any in my life. Jerry and I and our two little kids back here who said that they've heard this speech before, they're going to stay in a bus, have been able to call this the first day in the campaign for presidency of the United States. It doesn't get any more special than that. You know, my story is just another American story. We hear the phrase, only in America. I know what that means. I grew up in a little town in southern middle Tennessee. You know, my folks came in off the farm. They didn't have a chance to go to high school. They went to work. And were the best parents that you could possibly ever have. Nothing to live up in terms of degrees or professional accomplishments in terms of titles or anything like that, but everything to live up to in terms of how to be a person and how to grow up to be the right kind of man. Because there are a few people in my life that saw a little more in me early on than I saw in myself, I was able to work and borrow and get help my way through school and through law school and become an assistant U.S. attorney, to meet Ronald Reagan 1 year out of law school and change my life in some respects. I'd already read Barry Goldwater in college, so I was moving heavily in that direction. Got a chance to go to Watergate, serve up there. I was 30 years old. You know, sometimes it's remarkable what you can do when you don't know enough to be scared. But I sat at the right hand of Senator Howard Baker. Never saw him lose his temper or his composure in the toughest times the Republicans, I guess, ever faced in this country. Tough times for our country. Got to learn from him. Came back. We had our lawsuit that he was talking about against the corrupt state administration. They came to town, said, we're going to make a movie about your case and this lady. And we'd like to talk to you about playing yourself in the movie. Well, I thought, they can't tell me I'm doing it wrong, can they? But they did a time or two, I'll tell you that. So it started a very unlikely avocation, and I was practicing law in Nashville and doing some movies on the side. But then a Senate seat opened up. And I saw an opportunity for something that I've been thinking about almost since law school in those early days. Not as a professional politician, because that wasn't my ambition. I knew I wasn't going to stay around Washington all my life. I think George Washington set a pretty good example, to tell you the truth. When he served his 8 years, got on his horse, rode out of town, and never came back again. Now, most of us have not been able to accomplish that, but that ain't a bad idea the way to do it. So I put term limits on myself, and I lived up to them. And I went up and did what I could for my country. And one of the things that I was most interested in, and always have been, is our national security. It's one of the things I concentrated on even after I left the Senate, up until the time a few months ago when I started thinking about running for the presidency of the United States, when I was counseling the State Department on matters of international security issues. And it has caused me in large part to be where I am today, standing here before you.